So it's so befitting that actually Guelph becomes the first place, the first city that we launch our first inaugural Kenya Cultural Festival.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Dr. Charlie Wambulwa, you have moved KCO for close to 5 years now. Today, I would like us to talk about the KCO Cultural Festival coming up on the 27th of this June. KCO has changed from barbecue networking message to Kenya Cultural Festival. Why this change?
Part of what we did in the first place was really just to put the house in order, KCO, and then just looked at how to imprint the vision. And the vision for KCO has been to unite Kenyans, irrespective of their religion, irrespective of their community, tribe, and everything that hold them different. So KCO celebrates diversity in unity, unity in diversity. So when you look at that, so the first part, usually you start with where people are. And in most cases, all of us at that time, what united us, what brought us back together was barbecue, where we just come in, have meat together, a meal together, and then go home. Having done that for 3 years, coming to 4 years, then you start looking in depth. What are we about? What are other things? How can we deepen our roots? Then you look at what is KCO trying to do and achieve. I think you were with us 2 years ago in 2024 when we celebrated together with the Kenyan Embassy ambassador at that time, who came in and we launched our first community telephone where if people had crisis, they can call and all that. But part of that was really just to look at us as a community. How do we move forward? So when we look at barbecue, it's just a backyard. But then they say you cannot talk of an African without being religious. Everything about an African is a religious activity, it's a cultural activity. So when we looked at the barbecue, we're like, yeah, it's something, it brings us together, but what do we do there? This is what we call upscaling from what we were doing, and now put Kenyans in a pedestal where they can be viewed with other community, like we are bringing value to Canada. What value do we bring? Our cultural backgrounds, because because of where we come from. Some of those ethos are the ones that have pushed us to be integrated into Canadian fabric. When you look at that, when they look at Kenyans, they look at Africans, what makes us Africans is our culture. And in this case, you cannot talk of a community without food. Then when we add something else there, we celebrate what our people are doing here in Canada.
You first celebrate this in Hamilton, 2024.
Yes.
And then 2025, you did celebrate it in London. And this time I heard that you are going to celebrate it in Guelph. Why?
It's interesting because Guelph is the only royal city in Canada. And when you look at our culture background, of course, we were Commonwealth country. We were at one time the protectorate or subjects of British Empire. So it's so befitting that actually Guelph becomes the first place, the first city that we launch our first inaugural Kenya Cultural Festival. We don't have history of having a cultural festival specific for Kenyan community here in North America. So Guelph becomes our inaugural host city. The great thing about what we are going to be doing that day is that while Guelph are the ones who are at the forefront, but they are being supported by 4 other cities around, people from Waterloo, Kitchener, and Cambridge. They are co-hosts.
It's a kind of a way of bring it close to more Kenyan. Yeah, that's very good. Now, what Kenyan should expect for this Kenyan Cultural Festival? And I would like to say also, because this, when it becomes a festival, not only for Kenyan, because Kenya, they come to present who they are, but I believe also you are inviting everyone.
Yes, and that's part of the reason we changed from barbecue to a cultural festival. When you do cultural festival, then you are showcasing our Canadian friends, our friends of Canada, whether you are from Congo, you are from Uganda, you are from Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, or just Europe or anywhere else, so long as you have ever known people called Kenyans, you are welcome to this festival. So what do you expect to see? What are those things that when you speak of Kenya, they come into mind? Number one, when you talk about Kenyans, you always think about the safari, isn't it? That's what you think about.
May I think about Gideri?
Githeri, okay. So you want that food, isn't
Yes.
it? What else do you think about when you see Kenyans early in the morning, starting from about 9 a.m. to about 12 p.m., we will be having family run. After that, now this is where you have what we call cultural festivities. This is what we want to showcase. One, each community can bring either they can showcase their dance or some of their ornaments or in the form of their dressing. Because like most people, when you talk of Kenya, they only see the Maasai culture. But that's just one of the culture. So we have other people who may be dressing differently, their music and drum beats and frequency in terms of how they play music or instrumentation is different. All these things, if we come out and showcase who we are, you can just see, this is when we say it's symphony, where you have diversity in unity or unity in diversity. We celebrate all that.
If you have 2 or 3 words to tell all Kenyan, all Canadians that you would like to see there, what can be those words? Look at the camera and tell them.
If you have ever wondered what Kenya is all about, you want to be on this date of June 27, 2026. You shall be in Guelph. We are at the Riverside Park. Come there, ready to revel in whatever makes you happy. And the way we do it in African culture, as you said, when you go and visit your parents or your grandparents, do you go empty-handed? No, you don't go empty-handed. So why? Because we know that for a festival to happen, there has to be associated cost. So if you have $10, $5, 20, or whatever you have, or in kind meaning you have an expertise or something that you can contribute towards making sure that that becomes a festival or the face of the festival, you are welcome to send that contributions or send that notification to our treasury, which is in the email is kcotreasury@gmail.com. You can get in contact with any of our leaders or the event organizing committee so that they can make sure that your donations, you are not buying the food, you are donating. So when you donate anything towards the festival, you are an absolute wonderful donor.
Dr. Wambulwa, thank you again for coming. It's always a pleasure to receive you here at AfriCanada Stream. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks.